Yo, what's up? Lyfe Jennings right here, man. Just I told you I was gonna come on here and tell y'all my little Jeffrey Dahmer story. Like I knew the little homie, man. I wasn't his friend or nothing like that. A lot of people gonna say it's cap, but it's easy to check. I was locked up in '92. He had to get extradited from Milwaukee for the little body that he had in Ohio, and so I didn't even really know who the cat was because I was locked up. I didn't have no radios, no TVs, or nothing like that. All I know was just one day, we in maximum security, and they like everybody against the wall because I was a porter in the little bridge where they put inmates and stuff like that. So they're like everybody against the wall, everybody against the wall. So they bring the white boy in, right? So he come, and it just so happened that they put him in the cell next to me. I'm out there sweeping and mopping or whatever. So anyway, he was only there just for, a short period of time, whatever. I don't even really remember how long. But, the first like day and a half, 2 days, like you ain't really hear nothing from the cat. But like in a couple of days, he was banging on the doors because we locked down so much down there. Like you gotta have some fun. So the cat just kind of releases he'll get his little shit off, by yelling, beating on doors or whatever. And that was back in the penitentiary days when you could smoke in the penitentiary, right? So I used to run across dude all the time because he wanted cigarettes. I used to run across dude all the time because he wanted cigarettes. He used to trade stuff for little cigarettes while he was down there, right? So, like I said, I was a porter. In case y'all don't know how I worked, a porter is the cat that just clean the railings and the floor, mop and sweep. I was real young then, so they let me out, to do my thing. And of course, while I'd be sweeping up, I'd be singing. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times cats used to have requests or whatever while I was down there doing my thing. And then one particular day, I walked past the thing and he was, Jeffrey was like, hey, 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 hey. Came and he was like, yo, that's you down there singing? I'm like, yo, yeah, it was me down there singing. You see me down there, man. So he was like, I like R&B. I'm like, you like R&B? He's like, yeah, yeah. That's all right, cool. Ain't think none of it. Went back and locked down in my cell. So then I started yelling out to the homie through the door, and he was asking me, y'all never guess what song he asked me did I know. Mint Conditions, Breaking My Heart, Pretty Brown Eyes, man. He asked did I know that record. And I sang the record, he beat it on the door and all this stuff. I mean, I ain't, saying like the homie is a celebrity or nothing. I'm just telling you my experience, man. So that's what it is. So then, like the very next day, it's probably the craziest thing that what? I ain't gonna even tell the story right now. I'm gonna do another reel because these reels get long. So I'll do another reel tomorrow. But yo, what's up, man? Lyfe Jennings right here, man. Now listen, man, I put some stuff up yesterday, man. Cats is just going crazy, man. I first of all want to say that I don't even watch nothing negative on TV. I don't watch a lot of TV, period. My folks was watching it. I come in, I saw it, and the memory just popped up, so I thought I'd share it with you. But my memories to share, my memories to share. Y'all asking questions, how is a cat that age in jail with such violence? Bro, prison is so crowded. A nigga that in prison for jaywalking could be in there with the town rapists. Like it ain't like that. But y'all wouldn't know because y'all not only from that time and era, but y'all not from that space, man. So I would just say I'm gonna go back into my little box and keep my little shit. That's why I don't tell y'all shit. I got a whole bunch of stories. I ain't gonna tell the rest of the story about what happened with the not the little homie, the guy, the monster. You know what I'm saying? All of that, man. And I'm gonna just go ahead and finish doing my thing, man. Peace and blessings, love and light. I wish you and your family happiness, man. Peace.
Hi, you guys. Let me know what you think about this whole situation with Lyfe Jennings. In the Jeffrey Dahmer's thing, I guess he is from Ohio, and that is where Jeffrey Dahmer was. However, Life was locked up very young but when he set that house on fire, and he was incarcerated. So it's possible he did not know the impact of that whole Jeffrey Dahmer story. Um, Here's my thing about the whole. It's not that people can't make a movie about a serial killer or whatever. It's 15 movies and documentaries already about Jeffrey Dahmer's out here. I think that is what people are saying. Why him? why not some of these other ones? Because, in the 70s, 80s, and even in the 90s, there was like every time you looked up, there was a new situation out here, serial killer on the loose somewhere, right? Even in Los Angeles, while I was growing up there, even though the black community did not know, nobody, the media, no one, the police, nobody told our community. And at that time, certain areas was black. I know they may not be now, but, and I believe that when they caught him, he lived in like the 80s block, somewhere on 84th, 85th. Um, and so for all those years, nobody knew that there was a serial killer out on the loose like that. And so, I'm sure that movie will come eventually. You had the whole story of the one in Atlanta, the man or whoever was killing these children in Atlanta, even though he maintains that he was not doing that. Um, so there's a lot of other stories to tell, and I think that story, that a documentary at least, have been made about the situation in Atlanta. But all I'm saying is, why keep dwelling on the Jeffrey Dahmer's thing? Is it because you don't respect the lives of his victims? Because that's what it sounds like to me. I think that it's a lot of other stories that they could tell Yancey, they could tell Charles Manson. And I remember, and this wasn't that long ago, it was probably within the last 10, 15 years, when some young rockers were trying to um, turn like Charles Manson into, glamorize him, if you will. And that got shut down real quick. Okay, but you don't see 1,500 movies about Charles Manson. You don't see them about Yancey and all the rest of the ones, Gansey or whatever his name was, that was out here. So why keep talking about Jeffrey Dahmer's? That's all. And I feel like that's the honest questions. You know, why are and then the black people that are fascinated with him is weird to me as well. But it kind of speaks to like a lot of people have created reports about the conditioning, right? Clearly, you are conditioned to not care about yourself, to think that that's something glamorous that this man was out here killing black boys. Um, and other minorities as well. I get that, but the majority of his victims were of African descent. So anyway, I feel like life probably really didn't feel the impact of Jeffrey Dahmer's, and that's what he's trying to say. And then, just the way he's telling that story, though, is it takes you back. It's a side eye moment because he was not the little homie. He's nobody to respect. He's nobody to talk to or talk about in that manner, right? Just because he asked you to sing a song. I'm sure you was around there singing anyway. You guys get what I'm saying. So I don't know why that is standing out in your mind like that. It's just weird the way he was telling the story. I think that's what people were trying to say to him. But people have to understand he was young, because I was young when Jeffrey Dahmer was moving around as well. But he was incarcerated, so he wasn't hearing the media stories about Jeffrey Dahmer's and what Jeffrey Dahmer's had. All he saw was a white man, okay, that was coming in, just like he says in the story. He did not know that man's story like that. Like, people don't run around giving you reports on who you in jail with. Now, if it's, I'm sure they know R. Kelly is there because people know who R. Kelly is, right? You guys get what I'm saying with this. So it, that's what I'm saying. I get what he was happening with that. The breakdown between us and Lyfe Jennings, because Lyfe was a child and he was incarcerated when Jeffrey Dahmer was out here. But I'm not okay with the fact that justice was not served for those people. And no, I'm not going to let it go. Okay, so y'all can move on with that. And I don't care to keep hearing those stories about Jeffrey Dahmer, which I'm not gonna watch that anyway. I don't watch stuff. I told y'all I don't watch movies and stuff like that much anyway, because it's just ignorant, a lot of it, and it's always tilted. I don't do the slave stuff either. And I said what I said. I'm not doing none of that. I don't care who's in it. I'm not doing all of that stuff. I'm not doing the woman king. I'm not, when y'all making up bullshit and then trying to pass it off on real people, right? There's something, not right about that. Like, if they would have just created, like Eddie Murphy created, that was an imaginary place that he created. That's different. that you using real people who actually existed, who was pro slavery, and now you're trying to turn them into heroes. I don't know. I'm not gonna be okay with that, and I don't care what coup you go and cast. Period. But let me know what y'all think about what Life is doing. He said he was going to come back and tell his story again, the rest of it. But my thing, and I think I said this in his comments, do your research, know who you're talking about, because he's not nobody to talk about in no honorable way just because they're making a movie about him, right? So they're making you feel that this man is important in some way, and that's what I'm saying. So you guys are saying the lives of these people that he took are not important, and the families that are have to sit out here and keep hearing this BS are not important, because some of the families are speaking up and saying that they don't like the fact that they keep dwelling on him. They have to keep reliving all of that stuff, and just the thought of stuff like that should be creepy to people anyway. And if it's not, something's probably wrong with you, with you too. I said what I said. That's what I said about Life. Like, well, maybe he has, he fascinated. Y'all fascinated with this stuff for some reason. Now, we not going to play with that either, because I'm not fascinated by stuff like that. Sorry. I don't see anything cute about people going around killing people, you know, and not going to get the help that they need if they are suffering from some type of condition, you know. Um, Sorry, I'm not giving out no excuses and no passes because people want to make money off of keep making movies about the same person, right? Like, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think about what Life is saying, or what he put out here. And then he said he was going to come back and tell the rest of it. I don't know if he is doing that or not, but let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next video.